All right, our next topic is plotting points, which is something that you're probably pretty familiar with, but we're going to review it. Okay, so first off, we're just going to talk some vocab, okay? So this right here we call a coordinate plane or sometimes a Cartesian plane. So it's called the coordinate plane or the Cartesian plane. Okay, so the Cartesian, that name comes from a guy named Rene Descartes, who is kind of the guy who sort of solidified some of the ideas behind the coordinate plane. So they named it after him, Descartes, Cartesian. So that's where it kind of comes from. If you are at all familiar with philosophy, he's also the guy who said, "I think, therefore I am." So that was kind of one of his big claims to fame. All right, so we've got this coordinate plane or Cartesian plane, you can call it either. Okay, which is made up of two different crossing lines. This one we call the x-axis, and this one we call the y-axis. Okay, and there are positive numbers and negative numbers on the x and y axes. They cross right here at the point 0, 0, right, which is also called the origin. All right, the positive numbers on the x-axis are down on this side. The negative numbers are over on the left. The positive numbers on the y-axis are up here, and the negative ones are down here. Okay, so that's just kind of how it's set up. Okay, now when you plot points, all right, this is going to be kind of a weird sort of thing to think about. But the way that I think about it is that you run and then you jump when you plot points. Okay, so when you plot points, you first run sideways and then you jump up or down. Okay. All right, to help you remember that, we're going to do kind of a little thing here, right? So this is supposed to be fun, and I understand that you're at home watching a video, right? But I'm going to walk you through step by step how to draw something, and I want you to kind of follow along, right? It's supposed to be fun and entertaining, so don't stress about it. It's going to look really weird as you start doing it, but just follow along, and it'll turn out looking pretty good. Okay. All right. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to draw a shape that looks something like that. Sort of looks like a giant C. Okay, and then I'm going to add on to it a little lump there and a circle here. And then I'm going to add a little line like that. Okay, remember you can pause this if you get stuck or if you need more time. All right, and then I'm going to add on top of here a little kind of wiggly thing. And then a sort of squiggly thing down here. See if you can start to recognize what this is going to be when we're all done. Okay, and then I'm adding a kind of loop here. Something like that. And a little loop down there. Maybe this is starting to look a little familiar to you. Okay, and then I'm adding this up here. Gonna add a little line here. And a little squiggly thing here. And this in here is supposed to be a tongue. All right, we need a little circly thing up here. All right, and then we need a big curvy thing over here. So it kind of comes out of here and goes something like that. Ooh, mine's a little bit big. All right, we're going to add a little connecty thing there. And then here it's sort of like a backwards C. And a little line right here. And then there's one more thing that we, of course, need to add on here that you hopefully recognize. And that is that we need a giant M. All right, so take a look at yours and see if yours looks like Mario. I think mine kind of turned out looking a little bit more like Luigi, I think, than it does Mario. But the idea is there, right? Okay, so the thing that you're going to remember in Mario, right, is that one of the key things that you do in Mario is that when you need to run fast, right, you run and then you jump, and that's how you can like fly and activate some of your special attacks and stuff, right? So you run and then you jump in Mario to make sure that you're going as fast as you can, right, and get all those power ups. So the same thing that Mario does, running and then jumping, that's how you plot points. Okay, so when we look at these points and we want to plot them, that's what I'm going to do. So to plot the point 3, 5, I'm going to run to 3 and then jump to 5. Okay. -2, 4. I run to -2 and then I jump to 4. 5, -1, run to 5, jump to -1. So it's kind of jumping down, but you're still jumping. Okay, and then these last two, these are the ones that people get wrong the most. For the most part, these kind of points people do well, but these ones that have zeros in them, people get backwards all the time. So you really got to stop and think whenever you get to one with a 0. So 0, 4, that means I run to 0 and then I jump to 4. So that's going to be here. 2, 0 means I run to 2 and I jump to 0. So that's going to end up there. Okay, and then there you go. That's how you plot points, right? So hopefully you kind of remember how to do that. I know you've probably done plotting points before. And your assignment tonight is just going to be to plot something, but you're going to kind of connect the points as you go so that you are making a giant picture, all right? So that'll be kind of your goal for tonight, but that is how you plot points on the coordinate, aka Cartesian plane.